Today, we're going to be talking about why the Bitcoin market, why the crypto market as a whole, why Bitcoin's going down, Ethereum's going down, the entire market's going down. Why is crypto crashing? That's what this video is all about. There's three factors that are happening right now that are causing the Bitcoin market to pull back. I'm going to share with you my overall thoughts on the market going forward at this point. I'm also going to share with you an altcoin that I own that I think could do some incredible gains, and the timing to buy it I think could be really, really good right now. We'll look at the chart on that. I'll explain that as well. Nothing in this video is considered financial advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a very biased cryptocurrency enthusiast. I believe in the future of crypto. I believe this technology is going to transform the world. So therefore, I'm extraordinarily biased when I'm covering this topic, and it's important that you are aware of that. By the way, if you believe that crypto is going to change the world, do me a favor and smash that like button. Also, if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button. By the way, if you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. However, hopefully by the end of this video, I will have earned your subscribe. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So in the past 7 days, Ethereum is down 12%. I mean, many of you have been following my live trading. You know that, we know that Ethereum's down 12%, was down 15% at one point, because I've been having to trade and make some adjustments on certain positions. Bitcoin is down 7%. Now, I fundamentally think the primary reason that Ethereum is down, I believe it's ultimately related to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a larger market cap, much larger market cap, much more difficult to move that price, and a lot more liquidity on Bitcoin. But I think the primary reason Ethereum's down is because Bitcoin's down. So why is Bitcoin down? Well, there's three factors, and then I'm going to share with you my altcoin pick in this current market environment. So number one, which I think a lot of people are aware of, is that if you come over here and, well, let's just start here. Mt. Gox is starting to repay Bitcoin to creditors a decade after the exchange collapsed. Now, if you're not familiar with Mt. Gox, it was the first major exchange. It got hacked, and then essentially the government or whatever stepped in, and the Bitcoin that was on the exchange, people were not able to get it back. They're going to start repaying people. Now, if you think about this, Mt. Gox got hacked, I think well, here, we can just come here, all the way back here. So if this is correct, they filed bankruptcy and all that back here. If that's correct, then we're talking about, $5 Bitcoin back then. So obviously, when people get those Bitcoin back, even though they may not get the full amount, but if they had, if they had 100 Bitcoin, that's $500, and they only get what, 10 of those Bitcoin back. Well, those 10 Bitcoin are worth $56,000 today. Without question, people are going to be selling, taking profits, and I believe that's part of what's happening right now. No mistake about it. That's part of what's happening. Now, you'll read a lot of people who are saying, well, that all that Bitcoin is not getting dumped on the market immediately. It's going to be spread out over a few months, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, but just the fear alone is enough to cause the market to tank. I think that's what's happening. Now, what's also interesting is when you back out this far, the price doesn't look so bad. It just, we've pulled back a little bit, and so some pullback is important. It's necessary. People are like, oh no, the bull market got canceled. In most bull market cycles, we see pullbacks of around 35 to 40% pullback on the way up, on the way up. And now we may not see pullbacks that heavy this time around. If we do, we'll probably get closer to the $50,000 mark if it keeps pulling back. I'm not certain that we're going to go to below 50,000 just yet. I think that we're probably, I don't think so. I mean, we might, but I don't think so. Now, I'm a full believer in every bear market, the market seems to pull back by, 80%. Bitcoin price tends to pull back about 80% in a bear market. A lot of people think that's not going to happen in the future, but I think it could, personally, in the future. I just don't think it's going to happen right now. I do think we're building momentum, and I think we're on a multi-year upcycle. Well, multi-year meaning about a 1 to 2 year upcycle. From the halvening, what some people don't realize is from the halvening, it takes about 300 to 500 days historically for us to see a brand new bull market high. So people are expecting the halvening to happen, and then they thought in 30, 60, 90 days we're going to suddenly hit a brand new high. And I understand that. If you came into the market, the bull market oftentimes pulls in a lot of brand new crypto enthusiasts. But if you come in the market and we're on a bull trend, then you're not, you were in a market when prices just kept going up and going up and going up. And it was euphoric and everybody was excited. So a lot of people are expecting that's going to happen again, but it's just because they haven't been through enough bull bear market cycles. Theoretically, it is not unusual to see greater than a 30% pullback multiple times. 4, 5, 6, 7 times if you go look at previous market cycles. So I'm not terribly worried about this. But the number one reason that price is pulling back right now is because Mt. Gox is starting to release that Bitcoin, and people are probably going to sell. Plus, there's a little bit of fear of selling. But there's also something else that's happening that's even bigger. And this is a very interesting development. And not a lot of people are covering this. In fact, I haven't seen anyone cover this in its entirety. First of all, Germany is starting to sell a bunch of Bitcoin. So Germany has ended up getting this Bitcoin, and I'm not sure where they got it from. I should have probably tried to read that a little bit, but they're starting to dump some Bitcoin on the market, and it's freaking a lot of people out that they're dumping this Bitcoin. And the price drops by 5.5%, yada yada. What's interesting is Justin Sun from Tron actually reached out to the German government and offered to buy their Bitcoin. And if you don't know who Justin Sun is, he's a developer of the Tron blockchain, which is Tron is very popular in Asian countries. It used to be very popular here before we got all the level 2s on Ethereum. But he's offered to buy the Bitcoin, and I don't think they have taken him up on that, obviously, which I think is very interesting. It almost feels like either they don't know how to make that sell off market, which I don't believe that, but it's almost like they want to dump the price. Like, why would you not? Some of your own citizens are getting hurt. But of course, governments don't always care about their own citizens, right? They care about the power players who fund their campaigns and their governments and whatnot. But what's also interesting in this, I think this is a very fascinating development, is that the German there's a parliament member in the German government who's urging the government to stop selling the Bitcoin. And he said their Bitcoin. He says right here in a letter addressed to the government, this gentleman here emphasize that Bitcoin has gained recognition as a genuine asset class and a promising investment for the future due to its remarkable price surge. The lawmaker highlighted that traditional financial institutions now view Bitcoin as a real asset with property similar to digital goods, making it suitable for the state treasury. So I have said on this channel years ago, back in, I don't know, 2017 probably, I said mass adoption occurs 3 ways. It occurs when individuals choose to buy Bitcoin and hold it. It occurs when companies choose to buy Bitcoin and hold it. And when governments choose to buy Bitcoin and hold it. And we've seen plenty of small governments like Bahrain who said they have 5% of their central bank's treasury, their reserves, into Bitcoin. And now we have this German parliament member who's saying, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, this is a great asset class. We should hold this into our reserves, essentially. So hold it into the state treasury. I think it's interesting. I don't know if Germany's going to do that. It doesn't appear that they're doing that. But I think it's fascinating when we see parliament members, congressmen, people in government actively advocating for their governments to hold on to the Bitcoin that they have. But Germany's not doing that. So reason number 2, prices going down, is they've been dumping their Bitcoin. They're actively dumping their Bitcoin. Mt. Gox is saying, they're going to release the Bitcoin over a couple of months or so. And a lot of people are saying that's not going to move the price as much as people fear. But the German government is actively dumping their Bitcoin on the market. That's causing the price to pull back. And the third thing that's happening, and then I'll share with you an altcoin that I think is poised to do well. But the third thing that's happening right now, and this should be obvious. Anytime you see a big market move, and I'm going to share this with you, this is something that people don't always share, but anytime you see a big market move, know that there are traders who are making leveraged bets in the options market. Now, if you've been following my entire series where I'm selling options, the reason I sell options is because for me and my risk appetite, it's more consistent and actually can have a little bit less volatility. What most people do is they buy options. And that's what's happening right now. A lot of people have been buying options. They've been buying call options or whatever, and they're buying options, and those options they're having to sell. So when you buy an option and it doesn't work out for you and you want to close it out, you essentially sell that position. So you increase the sell pressure a great deal on the price. And so since there's a big pullback, anytime you see a massive movement in the market, oftentimes option sellers are basically making it a little bit worse because they're having to cover positions. And this is exactly what's happened here. Crypto bulls rack up $580 million in liquidations as Bitcoin drops 8%. Traders previously warned of a bearish market reaction to Mt. Gox Bitcoin repayments, Bullish traders on Bitcoin and ETH together registered over 380 million in losses, the largest single liquidation ever on Binance, and ETH trade valued at $18.4 million. So options trades are, in my opinion, that's what's happening here. Is people are just getting liquidated in their options trades, and that's always going to cause a significant market move. So before I get to the altcoin pick that I'm looking at, three things: Mt. Gox is going to start repaying creditors. The market's overreacting to that, in my personal opinion. The second thing is Germany is actively dumping on the market. The third thing is options traders are getting liquidated. Their positions are getting liquidated, and that's causing the market to drop significantly as well. Now, the altcoin that I think, which I've covered this on my channel before, once before, the altcoin that I think is poised to do really, really well right now is going to be overnight finance. OVN is basically a bet, and look at that, since I started this video, it's popped up a little bit. OVN is a bet on DeFi, especially on the base protocol, and I've did a whole video. I'll try to link it above on the OVN token in and of itself inside the OVN finance. And I can't find any other video that's covered the OVN token, but I did a video on it. I'll try to link it above for you. But if you take a look at this token, there's significant buying pressure on this token. And let's go to 1 year. It hasn't even been out but a few months. But if you take a look at this, we're at this little obvious support level here that you can kind of see, which is these two lows right here. And these drops are primarily coming from a couple things, but one of them is people basically taking profit. This was a liquidation event that happened because of the tokenomics of the OVN token. But I'll put the video above so you can take a look at it. But this token, if you look at how high it's been, I mean, it's been up to $100 before, right at $100, $97. I think that we'll see that again potentially. So not financial advice at all. I'm very biased on this token. It's a very new token. It's a new altcoin. So, but I think it's very possible that thing can go back up to $100. And I am considering picking up some more of it now. I don't have a massive bag of it. I have a fair amount I've been picking up all along. But I was picking it up at $50. But I think right now, obviously, is a little bit of a better price point. So I'm considering picking up some more of this token as well. The other thing that I'm doing right now in the market outside of OVN token is I'm looking at my Ethereum. I did a video where I was talking about staking Ethereum. I'm gonna subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna do my next video. I'm gonna talk about an update on a strategy I'm using that's currently getting. I think I'm getting at about 12 or 15% APR on my Ethereum. So when I'm earning a good APR on Ethereum just for holding it, and I believe long-term in Ethereum, and we've had a significant pullback, you know, a lot of times investors, they have themselves completely maxed out, and that's difficult because then you just got to ride the wave, and they don't have any way of being able to earn passive income in crypto, which is what I'm all about. Part of the reason I like to earn passive income in crypto is because I always like to have a little bit of powder dry to pick up some of the dips, even if it's a small amount, even if it's a few $100s or, you know, less than $5,000. If I can pick up the dips, that's a good thing. So I do plan to do another video where I talk about what's going on with the unique staking protocol that practically no one talks about. I don't even know if most people even know it exists. But I'll be sharing that in my next video, so be sure to hit the subscribe button. By the way, if you like this video, let me know down in the comments. And if you have another altcoin that you like, let me know that down in the comments as well. And if you can think of any other reason the price is going down that I haven't covered, let me hear it in the comments. Hey, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.